are.
Here we are.
Honestly, I wish we were rolling for all the gabbing we did before this moment.
I think other people might be glad that we're not. Or maybe they are sad as well.
If people tune in and love our banter, they're going to be upset they didn't hear what we just said.
Mm-hmm.
But if people are like, let's talk about the show, they'll be thrilled to hear that we'll just get right into it.
Right.
Oh, we have to do our intro.
I was about to say, I'm Hanna Gerlander.
And I'm Nora Fried.
And
you're listening to High Heels and Punchlines. Maybe we could switch up sometimes. Be like, she's Nora Fried and she's Hanna Gerlander. We can do whatever. This is our show.
She's Hanna Fried.
And I'm Nora Gerlander. Wait, no, you said she's Hanna Fried. Wow, wait.
You're both Hanna and Nora.
Do you think I could ever have been a Nora?
You kind of do give Nora vibes.
I feel like you could be a Hannah.
Okay.
We should go out. Then I'll be one.
We should go out one day and just pretend we're different people.
Yeah, we should. Well, let's just pretend to be each other.
Freaky Friday or Parent Trap.
No, I think it's Freaky Friday.
Okay.
Parent Trap. Oh, it's Parent. It's both.
It's a mix.
It's both.
It's a mix.
It's both.
It's a mix.
Anyway.
Wow.
Episode 9. This is crazy.
This is episode 10. This is episode 9.
It's 9, right?
This is...
What's the name of this episode?
The baby shower.
Okay.
Is
but
it
it's 10, right?
I think it's 10.
Because okay.
Yeah,
I just wrote episode.
Turtle in the Hair was 9.
Wow, the scare I just had.
No, we're good. We're good.
I wrote 9.
We're okay.
But I watched 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a moment of like, can you imagine?
Do I look really sweaty? I just came off my bike.
I don't think you look really sweaty.
Thank you.
And especially not in the camera all the way over there.
No. Because in our last recording, I was just off my bike and I looked just like I'm glistening.
Maybe pat the nose if we're worried.
I'm not even hot. I'm literally cold. This is crazy.
That's crazy.
Maybe I just have that Glossier look.
Yeah.
I'm not even wearing Glossier.
Wow. Natural. Some people don't have to buy it.
I can just hop on my bike.
Where do you feel like you sweat the most out of?
I don't want to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Under my boob.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
And for me, in the summer, no chair is safe from my swamp ass.
Really?
Oh my God.
I hate when you get up on a chair and you have the little thing, the little line.
I have an upsetting memory of a time. It was like in middle school.
Mm-hmm. It's always in middle school.
It's always in middle school. My friend Chris, his lovely family, took me and him to see a Broadway show in New York.
Yeah.
And we all get in a cab in the summer, leather seats.
Classic.
And then the way they pulled over, I was the first to get out.
Uh-huh.
And everybody and I had left a little swamp.
Yeah.
And I watched everybody like crawl, like they couldn't slide across my seat. They had to crawl over it. And they all were so polite. No one mentioned it, but I was like...
They crawled over it because it was so wet?
Like they just did like when they were sliding out, instead of like sliding across, they like went up and...
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I know. Well, they were wearing khakis though. Can you blame them?
People need to stop wearing khakis. That's crazy.
But that was really mortifying. And that was the first time I realized like, I've got to keep this under control.
And how do you? I don't even know.
It's just the thickness of pants. Like in the summer, I can't wear like some thin little skirt.
Right.
Like if I want to wear a thin little skirt, I need to be invited somewhere in the winter.
Right.
I just wear like leggings, thick pants. And then sometimes you just need to keep trying it. Keep trying it.
Keep going.
Keep trying it. That's probably what you have to do with the boobs, right? You have to keep it dry.
Yeah. No, it really is.
Anyway,
the baby shower.
Did you like this episode?
I did. There were some great lines. I wrote down so many quotes that I loved. I have a whole quote. I usually have a quote section.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually, 1-2 quotes. This one, I have a bunch.
I have a lot of questions for you based off of things that happened in the episode.
And I have a feeling we might have some of the same questions.
Okay, great.
I'm so excited.
So I'll do the episode highlights.
Of course.
So episode 10, not 9, my bad. The baby shower. The girls attend Wild Laney's baby shower. Carrie's period is late.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte's future baby name gets stolen.
Which the baby name was crazy.
Yeah.
Shayla.
Charlotte's baby's name should be Elizabeth.
It was crazy that it wasn't Elizabeth. And
Shayla. If anything, Laney did you a favor taking that name. And then
Shayla
that
was I can't even get into the wish box. We'll talk about that later. What are your baby names?
Well, I know me and Wolf have discussed what we would name our kids, just because I discussed that early on. Because like, if he had like some crazy name for it,
you guys were gonna have an issue immediately.
I would break up with him. We've agreed. We've agreed to go with my wish.
Okay, shocking.
We go with my wish. Okay, so twins run in my family. Twin boy girl. So if I get that, I get to name both of them. If not, I get to name the first girl. He gets to name the first boy.
What if you never have a boy? He's shit out of luck.
He is.
Wow.
But he's blessed with a bunch of girls.
Cool.
I don't know what to do if we have 2 girls. I haven't gotten that far. Everyone knows that I'm naming my first daughter after my mom. It's going to be Kimberly.
Okay.
And which is beautiful and touching. It's a tribute to my mother, right?
Yeah.
And Wolf will be naming the boy after himself. We will have Wolfgang Jr.
Are you serious?
And I'm letting that slide because I believe with time and maturity.
That's going to be so complicated. That's like at Bonnaroo.
I actually would like to just name it Wolf.
At Bonnaroo, they name the tents. That tent, this tent, what tent.
That's a nightmare.
And then it makes everything. So I only went to Bonnaroo once.
Okay.
It was in like 20.
Where is Bonnaroo?
It's in Tennessee.
Okay.
I went, I think I went, I want to say like 2011 or something. It was the year Radiohead was playing.
We were just talking about Radiohead.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And Fish. Sorry.
Oh, Fish?
Yeah. No.
I thought you said Spoon.
No. Spoon we were talking about earlier. Spoon was not playing at Bonnaroo.
Okay. Fish was at Bonnaroo.
Fish was at Bonnaroo. Okay. Radiohead. There were some key people. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Santa Golds. There were some key players there.
A good event. A good show.
Anyways, the tents are named this tent, that tent, one tent, where tent.
Every year?
I don't know every year. That was just, I only went once. It's like 5 days long. It's the longest festival, I think, in America. You do acid the whole time, or at least our tent did.
I wouldn't really.
And you like, it's so complicated because when you tell people where you're going to go, you're like, I'll go to this tent. I'll meet you at this tent. No, I'll be at that tent. So that's what I imagine your baby names.
Well,
where you're like, I'm going to go see Kimberly. No, I'm going to go hang out with Wolf.
Well, Kimberly's going to be fine.
You're creating your own Bonnaroo in your home.
Well, that's what I'll get because I never got to go to one.
So you want to make it in the
my
home.
own little party. I think
Bonnaroo.
Kimberly will be fine because most people call my mom Kim or Kimmy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty firm on my daughter will be called Kimberly all the time.
Okay. Shit, I got to get used to
because I'm running things pretty tight over there. You can call her like, in a moment of weakness, if you call her Kimmy, that'll be fine.
Call her Kiki?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If she's okay with it.
Can I call her Shayla?
She might be really attached to Kimberly. I think when Wolf really thinks about how special he feels as Wolfgang, I think I can convince him that he doesn't want to name his son Wolfgang Jr.
I feel like his name is so iconic. He doesn't want to give it to someone else.
And imagine if it was, I don't know, Kimberly and Wilson. People don't like my baby names. I've heard from people anytime, and
I love the name Kimberly. I have an Aunt Kim. She's great.
Kims are the best. Kim K, Kim Gerlander,
my Aunt Kim,
Kim Cattrall. I'm mortified it took me that long to get to a Sex and the City character.
Mine are Ingrid,
beautiful,
Frances, and Fern.
You can't. Ingrid is beautiful and Frances and Fern on their own are beautiful. But if you have 3 kids and you name one Ingrid, you can't name the other 2 Frances and Fern, I don't think.
Those are the only names that I like.
Okay. You don't like any other name?
And I would like to name one of my children with a name starting with an M.
Okay.
After a very special relative of mine.
Any M though? Like
it can be an M.
You don't have an idea of the M?
I've been thinking about it recently.
I also love the name Melissa.
I don't know if it's Melissa.
My old babysitter was named Melissa.
Okay.
Wolf is like
I don't know if I'm going to name my baby after your old babysitter yet.
Well, you haven't met her yet. You might meet her and
that
be
is
like,
true.
Oh shit. Well, also I'm kind of reserving Melissa. So.
Okay. And
I promise to not take any of those names.
I promise not to take any of. What if I randomly took Wolfgang?
That'd be so funny. I'd be fine with it.
What if I was like,
Wolf would
freak out.
He would be pissed, I think.
What if you were like, Wolf, Nora had a baby. This is going to be crazy, but she named it Wolfgang.
I think he would think I'm joking until he saw the birth certificate from you. And I think then he'd be like, why would you do this?
Do you think Wolf has like a wish box? He'd run into his room and rip off, and this is my dream man. Wait, and this is my dream.
Can I say something about the wish box?
The double dream man was crazy.
Jumping way ahead later in the episode, Charlotte, we learned she has a wish box with like hopes for her future home, her future husband, her future babies, right? Mm-hmm. Two dream man, crazy, just because they're from like a magazine. But boy, oh boy, did the first one look like Mr. Big.
I actually did notice that. I thought it was big at
like,
first.
That's pretty. Big does make sense for a Charlotte, but I thought that was like, you know, they're writing the show. Let's toss someone in there.
I mean, if we think later on, this is what I'm not sure about. Should we be giving away some pieces of the show, or should we reserve stuff for those 5 listeners that haven't watched Sex and the City? Because I want to make a reference right now, but I don't want to spoil it. How about this? Spoiler alert. Those 5 people, put your headphones down real quick and count to 20, maybe 15. What reminds me of is that also it looked like Trey.
Yeah, it really
did. Which is her later husband.
Which then made sense.
Yeah, which then makes sense.
And I wonder if... Please keep your headphones out if you pick them back up, not yet ready yet. I wonder if the whole point of Harry was to be so far from what she expected, but still be right for her.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, that was a lesson we learned.
Because that was...
Date someone busted and it turns out they're amazing. I said that on my date last night.
Date someone busted.
And then when I said that, he looked at me.
Busted.
He looked at me and he was like, and I was like, I don't, sorry, busted is a really derogatory, mean thing to say. Yeah. I mean, he's just like not that attractive.
Wait, you said this to your date?
Yeah.
Like in what reference?
I was
like
talking
about why it was
Charlotte.
Going well? Oh, yeah. I thought you meant with him.
No. I was with him and I was talking to him about it.
But when you told him it was going well with him, you said it was because...
No. I didn't reference him, but I was just saying like, we learned... He asked me, of the Sex and the City boys, which one did you love the most in the end of the husbands? And I said, I really loved Harry. And... Wait, am I saying his name? Wait, yeah. Okay.
It's Harry. God. Sorry, I have trauma.
No, it's okay. I, for some reason, just had like a quick stroke. And he was like, oh, what do you like about him? And I'm like, well, we learn a lot through Harry. Like we learn so much because we like learn that, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover, that like you got to give people a chance. And like, he's a little busted, but like that. And I just like said it really fast. And then he was like, oh, and then I was like, I'm sorry. I meant like busted. Like he's not like the most attractive, but like he's actually really sweet.
Because I think of busted as like they're missing teeth.
It was really mean and not a nice thing for me to say, and it was shallow.
But you have a second date with this guy.
He just asked me out again, so we're all good.
So it's totally fine.
But I have to say with the Shayla part, my favorite
I know it.
Quote was, She stole my baby name, and then Samantha looking at her and saying, "You bitch!"
And then let's go.
That was like,
would you do that for me?
I'm Charlotte in that. You're saying you bitch, and we're leaving. We're out. We're literally out the door. We're leaving Connecticut.
If I hear someone's naming somebody Ingrid, we're out. We're out.
Wolfgang in that. We're out. That's for me and you, and that's
another iconic Samantha quote. This episode was filled with quotes, and Samantha was carrying them on her back.
I know we're gonna have a field day on social media.
Samantha, we really are. Samantha, when she arrives at the baby shower and reveals that she brought alcohol as the gift, and she was like, "I'm gonna have a big drink," and then to the pregnant woman, she goes, "Jealous, jealous." Like that is so like. These women, I think it's weird they went to Laney's baby shower. Oh, wait. We need to back all the way up. So we meet Laney and we learn she used to be like a rock star groupie party girl.
I was having such a moment with Laney.
And she's saying how she always takes her tits out. And at first I was like, wow, like I used to be Laney. Like I used to be the girl that was like, should I flash them? And everyone was like, no one really brought it up.
Yeah.
And then I learned that by Laney taking her tits out, They mean it's her doing this striptease at a house party.
At her house party.
I thought that was crazy.
That was crazy. Her boobs were amazing.
You've never seen someone do something like that?
No, I have in college. Sorry, UMass.
A strip. Not just because anyone who's been in New York since I've been here has watched me like top up, top down, but
fully naked at a house party in college, dancing on a coffee table. Not me, but like a friend of mine.
That is nuts. Because when she was doing that, I was having a moment of like, okay, they're getting a little unrealistic.
In college, one of my friends, I had kind of more of like a hippie crew. And then I had my co-op crew that like was hippie, but more like punk rocky hippie that were like, they were like a little more like they smoked cigarettes and they were all vegan. And my hippie crew was like acid fish vibes. And so I had a house party and I invited my co-op crew thinking that the groups would mesh really well. They come in and like one of my hippie girls is like on the coffee table, butt naked, screaming that she's bisexual and dancing to like Pink Floyd.
Was everyone like loving it?
And everyone was like, yes, bitch. And like clapping. And all the co-op people come in. They're like, what the hell? And they're just like, literally leave. They're just like, this is too much.
That would have been me, I think. I think that would have been me.
And then like the following week,
what did you in that moment think of it?
I was like, it's great. Like she's just expressing herself. She had like paint all over her face. Like it was great. We were just like, oh, you know, we just used to paint ourselves all the time. It was like very like free love.
We had
vibes.
Such different like college experiences.
But I worked with these people. So I'd go to work with them the following week and they were all
the
like.
naked girl.
No.
The ones who
co-ops,
left. Gotcha.
The co-op people. And then they'd be like, yeah, crazy party, Nora. It's like your friends are like a little, it's like, yeah.
And they're thinking that's what you do like when you're not with them. And
it
like
was
on the table.
Yeah, that is what we were doing.
Would you have gotten on a table ever and done something like that?
Something lightly similar, yes. I had absolutely no problem with her doing that. It was, but the next morning I woke up and there was my friend group and I were just like, oh yeah, she just had a crazy night. Like, it's
Good for her. That's a nice friend group.
Yeah.
I think the closest I've gotten to that is like at my 21st birthday party, my friend threw me a party at her family's house on Long Island and she had like a huge pool.
Yeah.
And nobody was even asking for it or even encouraging it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get naked and jump in the pool. No one was in the pool.
Yeah.
Everyone was like sitting inside playing games on like the porch or whatever. And I called everyone out to watch me jump in the pool, but it wasn't like a dance and nobody was like clapping.
Yeah.
Like, thank God it was my birthday or else I would have really been the
when
girl
it's your birthday, you can get away with a lot.
You can do whatever you want on your birthday.
Yes.
So like a hall pass.
It is a big hall pass.
It's a big hall pass.
But this is kind of a random detour, but what I loved about them going to Connecticut is that like, even though all of them get together in the car, I mean, the whole scene of them getting into the convertible and being like, does anyone drive? Like,
everybody gets into the back seat.
It's just so beautiful. It reminded me a lot of us going to Connecticut and our, just being so NYC ladies.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you can take Charlotte out of New York and put her in Connecticut and she can want to be in the Connecticut world in that scene. But like, she's still wearing all black. She's still in her black trench coat. She's
so like, she's New York. She's kind of like the every woman.
Yeah. She really can do it all. So Laney, I'm a big Friday Night Lights fan. Have you watched Friday Night Lights?
Do you think I'd like it?
Laney is Dana Wheeler Nicholson, who played
the name means something.
She played many roles. First of all, she was in Grey's Anatomy. She was the mom of Tyra.
Wait, in Grey's Anatomy?
No. And she's mostly known for her role in Grey's Anatomy.
I've watched Grey's.
She also is in All My Children. She's in Friday Night Lights. And she specifically plays Angela Collette, who's Tyra's mom in Friday Night Lights. Tyra is kind of the rebel girl in Friday Night Lights. So it's all kind of coming together.
For a second, I was like, where are we going here?
It was really great. When I saw Laney, I was like, I know that girl. I know you from
something else.
Friday Night Lights.
Should I watch it? Do you think I would love it?
I would watch it. I've watched it 3 times already, but I would watch it again.
A movie or a series?
Honestly, if you want to watch it tonight, I would.
No, we have to watch Poor Things.
I don't. I know.
Well, we don't have to.
I know.
We could also watch Sister Wives.
Don't do that to me.
Or we could start Drop Dead Diva.
Don't do that to me.
I wish we were doing a Drop Dead
Don't
Diva
dangle
rewatch podcast.
Sister Wives in front of it. Don't do that to me. I know we have to watch Poor Things because it won 100 Emmys and because I look like Emma Stone. Like, I know.
And you know what I have to say?
That, but I'm just...
If we don't watch it tonight, I'll probably never watch it.
I know, that's
but the thing is, I think I'm okay with that.
I know.
I would be fine if we order food and watch Sister Wives.
I just want to talk all the time to you. So that's the only thing.
And we can talk through Sister Wives?
We can talk through Sister Wives.
There's not like info I need to get? Okay. Oh, wait. I wanted to ask you this question before we move on further in the episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to pivot off of Sister Wives.
I love that you just asked, can we talk during Sister Wives? When you watch Sister Wives, you're going to be like, oh my God.
Like, there's going to be no reason for me to be like, Drop Dead Diva you can talk through, just so you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're like, stop talking about that show.
Yeah. No. I'm excited to watch. I want to catch up to where you're at, though.
All right. I'm on season 4. It's going to be a minute.
Holy shit.
The next time you get sick, start it.
Okay.
It's perfect for that. I want to know, in the gift giving at the baby shower, what girl are you? Are you Carrie, who forgot a gift? Are you Samantha, who's bringing alcohol you'll drink yourself? Are you Miranda, who's bringing like cute condoms, being funny, but also being like, stop having babies, I don't want to do this? Or are you Charlotte with that big, beautiful basket?
I think that I am having an identity crisis because I actually thought about that when they were bringing the gifts into the car. I was like, I don't know who I am anymore, because I was always bring a bottle of creepy alcohol and like scream at everyone, being like, thank God jealous. I don't have a baby, you jealous motherfuckers. But now I'm like, should I bring a basket? Or like, I'm kind of freaking out that I didn't sign a card. But then I also would definitely bring a pack of cigs.
For the mother?
No, but like I'd need it for But then I'd be like going outside to smoke a cigarette.
I don't think that counts as your gift.
I think I would be the person that like really doesn't want to spend money on the gift. So I'd be like, Charlotte, give me the card. I'll throw you a Venmo. Let's just get this over with. But like, I'm obviously not going to pair myself with Samantha. That's ridiculous. / I don't drink. So like, I can't even do that. Yeah. But like, I did love Samantha's vibe.
Her whole vibe was really funny. Also, because she was kind of like genuinely like, what? I can't, like, what is the problem with me bringing this?
Yeah.
I think I'm somewhere.
Yeah. What are you?
But it depends who you are to me. If Laney kind of seems like their party friend back in the day who they haven't talked to in forever. So I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know if I'm building and buying a beautiful basket for someone who like I partied with for a period of my 20s. Like my lifelong friends, my friends from college that I'm still friends with today. Right. You're getting the basket. Okay. Like I've always been the basket.
Thanks.
I can see myself though for like someone who during college we partied together and we have fun memories, but we haven't talked since. Yeah. I can see myself bringing them pastel condoms and they're like, oh, Hanna in New York. She's the comedian being lady. Funny. But like, I'm not building that basket unless I care about your baby. It also I think the gift should depend on if you're gonna see the baby. Like if after this baby shower, I'm probably like never gonna see you again unless like you invite me to meet your baby. You're not getting a big gift. But if I'm buying you something and I'm going to see the baby and I'm going to see the baby using these things, like let's go all out. I'm going to see the baby in action with the toys.
Right. There's something very like Handmaid's Tale about the whole hang in the house.
I loved this episode, but I thought they were like pushing it a little bit. I don't like the vibe that Carrie often puts out of like when she leaves New York, she's like, what is this? Like, what is this nature? Why does the dog have a collar? Like, I'm like, come on, Carrie, you know, a world exists outside of New York. Yeah. And I feel like you got invited to a baby shower and you went, even though you didn't want to go. I think you could have done the drinking and the complaining in the car and then just had fun and not like everyone, all the women this was a bad episode for women. because you were either judging or being judged by the women there. You were either being judged for not having a baby, you were being judged for having a baby, you were being judged for leaving New York, for staying in New York. The second Samantha gets in the door, Laney's like, so sad, all her partying and bed hopping. Like, it's no way to live. And I was like, you invited her here. Like, it's a lot. It was weird.
It was a lot of, well, also when Samantha says the way she's using a child to validate her existence, it's like, God, Samantha.
What was your favorite quote of the moms there?
So what was one of them was like, I'm still thinking of Liz or something. One of them was gay.
Yes.
I loved that one.
I wrote that the one I felt like it was your vibe. The mom who was like, sometimes I go up to my son's treehouse with a joint and listen. Was it Peter Frampton? Yeah. I was like, that would be Nora. I'd like knock on the door and your kid would be like, where's your mom?
I'd be like,
she's in the treehouse.
She's in the treehouse.
I thought the no shade, but it just reminded me of Wolf's mom, the mom that was like, my son is a god. And I tell him that every day. She was like, he's 11 months old and he's already a god. And I tell him that every day. I was like, I think we all, more than my boyfriend's mom, I think we all know a mother who thinks her son is just God's gift.
Yes. Yes. You know, the whole thing was written, you wouldn't know this, but the episode was written by Terry Minsky, who is now known for creating several shows, including Lizzie McGuire, Finding Carter.
What's that?
I believe it's Aaron Carter's, the Aaron Carter show.
I didn't know he had a show.
Right? Is it Aaron and Nick Carter's show?
I've never
Finding
watched it.
Carter? Less Than Perfect? I don't know that one either.
I'm sorry, I'm so hungry. I'm eating.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I just looked up random facts. Anyways.
Aaron Carter had a show?
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
no.
this is like
they had a show. I think it was called Finding Carter. I mean, I watched it, so I should know.
I think if I can recall, and you're like, I was like its biggest fan.
I was Aaron Carter's biggest fan.
I had a crush on him.
I wrote in my diary, I love Aaron. If you write his name backwards, it's my name, but with an extra. And then I didn't realize that he had an extra A until later. So I wrote back in the journal. Sorry,
followed up.
I said sorry to myself. I meant to write an extra A.
You were like writing it for like, when this goes public, I don't want people to think I'm an idiot.
The way that I like stressed about having to add the extra A.
When
like,
you're a kid, something like that feels like you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Like his name backwards is my name forwards. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Buy the ring.
Yeah.
Buy the ring now.
I loved Aaron Carter.
Was he I Want Candy?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm like turning to the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron's Party.
What?
Aaron's Party.
Is that a song?
Yes.
Sing it.
Jesus Christ. His parents go, and it's like kind of, there's like a rap portion.
Parents went away on a week's vac. Yeah, I know
it. The concept
That's
is
Aaron Carter?
Yeah. Well, his parents go out for like a 2-hour movie and he throws a giant house party.
Okay.
And then he's like surprised when his parents catch him.
And he's like, oh no, my dad thinks I did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
they do it in Parks and Rec, right?
I think they might, but yeah, he's like, next thing I do, my mom's home.
We'll listen to it after.
Knock on the door. Yeah. Yeah. So another thing that Miranda said was the witch in Hansel and Gretel. She's misunderstood.
That was funny. Like, it was really funny. I was like, that's the most Miranda takeaway.
They were just being so cunty.
They hated being there so much. And of course, Carrie has made this baby shower about the fact that she's missed her period.
Which was so annoying. It's just like, get the pregnancy test. Can we move?
Literally.
She's like, I'll take a pregnancy test when I can finish this sentence. It's like, oh my God, so this is going to be the whole episode.
Say something too?
Yeah.
I think it's really weird that she didn't tell Big when she was like, I don't know when I'm going to tell him. If I was even at any point in a relationship, like even dating for like a month, but we know they've been dating a lot longer. If like, I don't know I'm pregnant, I've missed a period, but like, you know, it's not like I'm like a month late, I'm a week late. I feel like I would say that casually, like, hey, oh my God, it's so weird. I missed my period. I'm going to take a pregnancy test this week and I'll let you know. Like, I can't believe this was like her plot. Like, don't you feel like it's a little dramatic?
I don't know. The more that I rewatch this, and again, like we've rewatched this so many times, but like rewatching it right now as a 31-year-old, I'm like, wait, am I 31? Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. You're 32 next month?
Yes. Oh my God. Holy shit. I just like,
are you 31?
Yeah, I think
okay.
I think I'm 31. Yeah, no, I am 31.
I'm like, you guys.
I'm 30. No, I'm 31. I'm 31.
Awesome.
That's crazy. Oh no.
It's hard when it
starts to get complicated.
There's a period of time
92,
where
so I'm 31.
When I feel like when there's no big things that come with the age, it's hard to forget. It's hard to remember. Sorry.
Oh my God.
It's hard for Nora.
It's really. Oh my God. Sorry, I just hit a weird flop.
It's okay.
So. Yeah.
Watching the show at 31.
Watching this show at 31, and they keep referencing themselves as being in their 30s, 31, 32, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm like, there's a reason why Big is so upsetting to me. And it's because I've been like on dates with so many bigs / have dated so many bigs.
Yeah.
And it's so triggering to me. And the way that Carrie acts around Big and the way she hides stuff from him and acts different, and like, even when she's like, I mean, we'll talk about it more in the next episode, even further, but the whole, like, I'm not going to tell him and all this, like, I kind of get where she's coming from, because she just feels so trapped and like this weird, like, limbo with Big. And it's so sad.
And it's sad. Spoiler alert, take out your headphones.
Yeah.
It's sad because we've watched it a bunch of times. We know how much, like, to see it in season 1 right now and know how much longer this goes on.
It's so sad.
And it's like, I don't know.
I'm like, Carrie,
my whole life,
God,
I was
so
like, Big's
like,
the one, Big's the one, right?
Yeah.
Like growing up, the first couple times you watch it.
Yeah, when I'm younger, I'm like, okay, obviously Big.
Carrie's a great person and a great friend, and Big is the one. But watching it back now, I'm like, yeah, like relationships are work, and sometimes people don't mesh the way you think they would. But like Carrie, like, in the next episode, sorry, jump ahead. She literally is talking about she wears on different versions of herself for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you're dating someone for as many months as they've been dating, like she says, and she doesn't even know if she's able to tell him that she's not even pregnant, that she missed her period, that's weird. That's like a red flag, I think.
Like, I understand where she's coming from because
she doesn't actually trust him enough to like deal with his reaction. Like the relationship isn't stable enough for her to deal with however he would react.
Yeah, it's just, I feel for her. And like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm starting to like really, it's kind of like how much I hated Charlotte and then I realized I was her.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm starting to like feel for Carrie because I'm realizing that I've dated so many bigs.
Big reminds
you know what I mean?
me.
Or like have been on dates with so many bigs that it's like, it's just so painful to watch. Yeah. The way that he's like so dismissive of her feelings and makes her feel so gaslit. You're just
so
like,
much to say in the next episode.
Oh my God. You're like, what?
Yeah.
You're like, are you kidding me?
And you know what? Right before Wolf, I've said this before on the podcast, like I dated like 4 or 5 30-year-olds back to back. And the way like, and obviously Carrie's 30, so it's like not the same, but like the way that like 20-somethings date 30-something-year-old men thinking they're going to get like the maturity or whatever. And then you get like Carlos, love him. He'll be on my show this Tuesday, right? Like good friend.
Does he know he's a big part of this?
Yeah. He knows he's a big part of this whole career. And he knows that anything that's happened between us is not sacred.
Okay.
and that's why we have to be thankful for him at the end of the day.
I am going to thank him tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to meet him, Lee and George.
I'm very excited to meet all of them.
Yeah. But like, I like would tell my friends like how I had to like act differently with Carlos, or how I wouldn't tell him certain things, or I would like pretend to be okay with certain things. And that was when they were like, wait, what? They're like, we didn't know that. Like, leave him. And I was like, really? Why? And they were like, because of what you just said. Yeah. And that's like when Carrie with Big, like, you're doing so much for this man who's doing literally nothing for you.
Nothing.
Other than letting you sleep over, other than having sex with you. And you know what? Can I say something? I'd bet a lot of money Big's not good in bed.
No.
Do you think Big goes down on her?
No. Big doesn't do anything.
No. He's an old man.
He's old and creepy.
Yeah, he is a little creepy.
He's creepy. His nose is awful.
I can't even picture it.
It's like a little pelican.
Now I see it.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Okay, Samantha's party. Miranda was acting a little... That was a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
She was being... And then she came over and she's like, he's a good kisser. What can I say? And I'm like, that was really wacky, Miranda.
I actually felt like
Miranda would have done well at UMass. That was like crazy.
Missed opportunity for Miranda.
That was like crazy.
Miranda in this episode in 10 and 11 is really not a fun character.
She was being a crazy lady.
Her and Carrie were a little aggressive
like, if
at that party.
She fucks on that couch. It's like, if she fucks on that couch, you're having like a mature adult party.
Right. This is it. If she fucks on that couch, we've got a lot of issues.
There's
because
a huge
all
issue.
The lights are on here. All the lights are on. Nobody's drunk. There's like, it's just like a chit chat among friends and colleagues.
It's so creepy. And then Laney.
What did you think
with
about
the drinking?
There?
She's like, it might help me go into labor.
That was crazy.
I could see myself being Laney and being like, what's one shot? I'm about to give birth. It's not going to kill the kid.
That's kind of true.
But like, I think, I'm obviously not going to do that anymore. But
right.
Then when she takes off her top and it was just so painful to watch.
That whole scene where Laney is like trying to have her party moment and like gets up there and only that one creepy guy agrees to see her tits.
He's like, oh, sure, I'll see them.
I'll look at them.
I would have said yes to. I'd have been like, sure. If
I was at a party that was just like kind of like drinking and chit chat and then
boring.
Some pregnant girl who shows up and says like, who wants to see my tits? I'm like, I do. And you know what? I would have liked to know how her boobs were doing while pregnant.
Yeah.
Because I think we all saw before pregnancy, really nice boobs.
They were crazy.
If I ever get a boob job, I think I'd actually show Laney's.
That's actually
to the
a good
doctor.
Point. When she was taking off her shirt or whatever that she was wearing to flash her boobs, I was like, that would be me. To like
pregnant.
flash, no, just normally.
Oh.
I'm like always wearing a crazy bra.
Like
my boobs are
you'd
so
offer
big.
it and then you'd be like,
I'd like offer it
never
and be
mind.
like, oh wait. Especially if I'm like biking, I have like a sports bra on or something. I'd be like, oh wait,
you know what?
I can't.
And then you have to step down.
I
off
can't
that
even
thing.
imagine what my pregnancy bra is going to be.
I thought it. Oh yeah,
it's going to be a wacky bra.
I cannot wait to meet that bra.
That's going to be like, you're going to have to screw it in. It's going to like,
I'm sorry. I'm like picturing it.
It's like, you have to use like needles.
Oh, to like, you're going to have to like a corset.
Needle, and then you got to take like a drill. Pregnancy
one of those
bra.
metal corsets. I think
lock her in.
If they get so big when you're pregnant, like just call out and just like stay home and don't worry about a bra. Just let them be. Well, you don't have to stay home. You can take them anywhere. Or would that be more uncomfortable for you?
I don't know.
I hope mine get big.
Imagine.
I need my big boobs back. When I had that pregnancy scare, I should have let it go on a little longer so my boobs could have had a moment.
Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't a scare.
Yeah, I guess I was pregnant. Wait, and I miscarried. Like I couldn't have let it go on a little longer.
When I had my pregnancy scare, wasn't much of a scare.
Where I was pregnant, which was scary.
You were fully pregnant.
Wait, do you remember when you thought that I was trying to tell you that I was pregnant, and then I said something about work, and you thought that I was like, I really have to tell you, like this crazy thing is going on,
yeah.
And then I told you I don't have to nanny tomorrow, and you were like, you thought that was my crazy thing, and then later I was like, no, I'm pregnant. You're like, that makes so much more sense.
You were like, I'm having a really hard day. I was like, oh, are you okay? And then you told me about work, and I was like, okay. And then later you were like, actually, I'm pregnant. And you were like, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm pregnant.
Remember me with
and you
that
were
meat?
like, and then you were like, stop. I don't need your reaction. Let me get to the next part. I just miscarried while we were at that show. I was like, okay. And she's like,
because I was like, I should have told you earlier that I forgot to tell you earlier that I was pregnant.
And I was like, no time to react. And then you were like, and I need to show you what was in the toilet. Are you ready for the picture? And I was like, Okay, next step.
And then we went to the hospital and remember Chase was supposed to go bowling and Heath was like, no, this seems more fun.
Yeah.
And that was a more fun night.
That's like classic comedian. Like, this is so much more fun.
They're like, oh, wait, what's going on? Oh, bowling.
Yeah.
They're going to another show. They're going to the hospital. Hanna just had a miscarriage at the Firetails comedy show.
Yeah, it sounds really fun.
It was. And how much fun. Remember when that woman pushed you in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
That was really fun.
I'd go back.
That was fun. 10 out of 10 would do it again.
It was great.
And you loved that chair. We got to get you one for your house.
I really did love that chair.
That was a weird
it was really
wheelchair.
Fun.
Nora, we're doing great on time. And we've talked a lot about this episode.
Yeah, we really have.
This is amazing. Unless that clock is broken. Nope. I got nervous for a second.
What type of NYC mom would you be? And then what type of suburban mom do you feel like you would be?
Well, the first thing I was
if you were to stay in NYC,
because the first thing I was going to say is I would never be an NYC mom.
I know. But let's say you had all the resources to be an NYC mom.
If I was going to be an NYC mom, I would move like deeper into Brooklyn. And because I want a yard. Like I want some sort of thing.
You wouldn't go to Queens?
Like
Ridgewood vibes?
No, I want to be like wealthy. I want to be like in the Dumbo area. Those like, those nice apartments that are like right on the water and they have that little front yard area.
Yeah.
I want to be over there.
Okay.
I nannying in the city. If you want to do anything outside, you've got to pack the whole bag and plan the day. And I'm like, I really like not to talk about them like dogs. Like I'd love to just open the door.
Yeah, let them out.
And I can just be in the house doing whatever I need to do. Yep. And they're having outdoors times without it being a whole event. So if I stay in New York, I would be a very chill. I'd become a very Brooklyn. I'd get a car. Like I would try to have the most suburban experience in Brooklyn.
Okay.
But wealthy, ideally, if I could be.
Oh no, I'm not. There's
suburban
no scenario where I'm having children here and I don't have money.
Exactly. I'm not struggling with money in New York and then adding a child.
Right now,
to the
I can
mix.
barely make my rent. We're not having kids
There's
here.
no babies here.
Yeah.
In the suburbs, copy and paste my childhood. We're back to Connecticut. I'm in the colonial household, big backyard near the beach. We got the minivan.
Yeah.
And we're both parents, though. Both parenting styles are the same. Firm but fair and probably more hands off than people are comfortable with watching, but that's how things go.
And they can come run to Auntie Nora when they want to. Yeah. When they want to vent.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or maybe try weed for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like them to try that stuff with you. I mean, I'd rather they try that stuff with you than
like a creepy man.
Yeah. I don't want them to have the story, no shame, that you have where you learn to smoke that cigarette in that alley.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'd rather you teach them how to smoke a cigarette.
It really, really sucks.
Sundays at Nora's.
It really sucks.
How about you?
Well, first of all, this is a funny story about smoking. And I went to a wedding last week, and this is going to be confusing because we also recorded the last episode, and should I not even tell the story? I don't know, maybe whatever. Anyways.
Because those were later?
About children.
Well, just say it happened at a wedding.
Yeah, it happened at a wedding. I was at a family wedding, and my sweet dear little cousin, she's in this phase right now where she's. Hopefully it sticks forever. I mean, I know I had this phase for a while too, where she's like, smoking's bad. It's killing you. Don't smoke. Like she's like the smoking police.
A good mindset for a kid to have.
Which is great. And we celebrate that. And like, I hope it stays. And I think a lot of like Gen Z actually is on that train. Yeah. Although they're all vaping. So that's like confusing.
Yeah. They haven't put two together.
But anyways, the wedding was great. And all my family was upstairs. They were dancing, partying. And I was just feeling a little overwhelmed. Being sober at a wedding is like definitely a lot. Sometimes like just, I rarely smoke like a cig these days. Like I have my little vape, but like I brought a couple cigs and I was like, you know what? I'm going to sneak out front, just smoke a cig in peace, just like really quick with my Diet Coke. Moment. Just like have a little moment.
With your Diet Coke?
Yeah. And I looked really cute. I was maybe going to take a couple selfies, not with the cig, but just out front. I'm smoking a cig. All of a sudden I look over and my little cousin, she's 11 years old. She's coming down. She sees me with the cigarette. I throw the cigarette. And then I come inside And I wait outside for a little bit to like air out a little bit so I don't smell like cigarettes. Later I come inside. She's sitting with my cousin, my other cousins, my aunt and uncle who are her parents. And like, I've smoked cigarettes with all those people and like, they're all cool. They're chill, whatever. And they look up at me and she's sobbing and she's screaming, Nora is trying to end her life early. And she's like telling them this
at the wedding.
And they're all like listening to her and they're all like, it's so endearing, but it's like
sweet.
I'm like, whoa, what's the PR in here? Like, what's going on? She's like screaming, Nora's trying to end her life early. And I'm
if
like,
anyone walked down and didn't know what was happening, they would think you're literally like trying to end your life outside.
It's a little frustrating. I love her dearly, but it's a little frustrating.
A little narky.
Because I stopped drinking. I've been on a really great path. You're doing
the opposite of what she's
and
the
it's
lie
like, this
she's
is
spreading.
Really bad PR. And she's screaming that I'm basically trying to commit suicide at this wedding. So then I go, she's trying to end her life early. So she comes up to me and she's like hysterically crying. And I say to her, I'm so sorry. I never smoked cigarettes. I'm so sorry. I'm like, that was so crazy. And then I go into this mode where I'm actually kind of like really freaking out that she like had seen me smoking a cigarette because she's very much like looks up to me and I just feel like terrible. Mm-hmm. And so I try to just like make up a story really quick. And I'm like, you know what? I was outside and there was just like this random man outside because I couldn't even say that it was someone else at the wedding because our whole family was there. So it's like, who else would I put it on?
A random person.
And so I was like, there was just a man out there and he was smoking a cigarette. And you know what? I just took a drag, like me even saying a drag. Like she's like, what?
She's like, and what is that?
She was like tears like falling down. She looks so sweet and innocent. And I was like, I just took one drag and I gave it back to the man. And I said, smoking's bad. I don't want that. And then he was like, are you sure? And I took one more drag. And then my uncle's like looking at me like,
you guys had quite a back
and
forth.
He's like, a random man
forced a drag on you.
And I was like, I knew the man.
He wasn't so random. He heard about the wedding. He was a local.
It's like, it's just getting like worse and worse. Anyways, your kids can come and do that with me.
Great.
Great.
Sounds perfect.
Great. That would be so great.
I'm worried that I won't teach my kids like the fear they need to know.
Yeah.
I find myself sometimes like the mom I nanny for will like come home and like immediately put a stop to something that like I was just like fine with letting happen. Like she'll be like opening a package, like using like adult scissors. And like, she's not about to like stab herself. She just might like cut her finger. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, that's what you get. I told you to use kid scissors and you didn't. But I feel like I'm worried because I think Wolf and I have the exact same mindset. So people are going to think we're like beating our kids. They're going to be walking around with like cuts and bruises because we're not stopping anybody.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if I warn you, if you're going to throw a fit, and like it's not like I'm letting her like cut vegetables with a sharp knife and I'm like, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
But I'm like in small little doses of like, when she's like, I can do it. I'm like,
let's see if
you can do it. Let them. So maybe when they're like, I can do whatever I want. I can smoke a cigarette. I'll be like, call Nora. Head to Nora.
She'll light it up with you.
But in this, we have to agree to live in the same place so we can send our kids back and forth.
Okay.
I think what might happen though is I might end up with a kid who hates the way I run the ship and just wants to smoke weed with you. And you might end up with a kid who doesn't want any smoking involved and wants to come over and watch me like clean my AirPods and put together a schedule for the week.
Okay. That would be perfect.
That would be ideal.
Okay.
And then they'll see how we work together and they'll be like
smoke weed that much anymore. But
I was
like
just thinking
vibe.
For the vibe.
I like turn on the music and stuff.
Actually, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
My kid like really can't smoke weed.
Okay.
Actually, that's where I hate the smell of weed. I told Wolf if he ever gets into smoking, like I'll have to dump him.
Wow.
I hate the smell, makes me so nauseous.
Yeah.
So that's going to have to be a no. They can smoke cigarettes. They can do cocaine.
Oh.
They can drink a little, not too much.
I made a joke last night when I was out on the state. I was like, I was like, oh yeah, I don't drink. I'm Cali sober. And then he paused for a second. I was like, like I don't drink, but I do meth. He was like,
and that's Nora on a first date, everybody.
I never know how to break the ice anymore.
So you just have to break it hard.
Yeah.
People, this is an audio medium and both of us are chewing into our microphones. We should have done one at a time.
Okay. Another quote that I really liked is, so all I have to do to meet the ideal man is give birth to him.
That was really funny.
Weird.
That was really funny.
I was like, Miranda, what?
Miranda really didn't want to be there.
I don't think any of them did.
I know that's a show, but it's like, was no one allowed to say, I can't make it? Like, I know it's a TV show and we needed the episode, but like, was really no, like Charlotte's the only one that wanted to go. They should have maybe added a scene in where Char's like convincing the girls that we have to go to Laney's,
Mm-hmm.
It was more like Char's so excited and
whoa, the trail mix bag almost just fell on the ground.
That was really scary.
That would have been crazy.
That would, to reach in there and pull out 3 almonds, no M&M, no raisin. What do you think is better in trail mix?
Cherry.
Where's the cherry?
The big ones are cherries.
Which big ones?
Mm-hmm.
This?
Yeah, it's a cherry.
We have to wrap it up in a minute.
Well, one thing that I also found really interesting was
Thank you for sharing.
The bow on Charlotte's head as they were unwrapping the gifts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
Char's just having fun.
She was really enjoying it.
I also think I wanted to see the scene of Laney getting that hat.
Oh, of the hat building.
I love that.
Do you know about that
I do.
tradition? We did that with my cousin.
I feel like that could have been funny content too, of like, if like Samantha, they were like, help us. And like Samantha or Miranda getting stuck helping build the hat.
Yeah.
I felt like the girls had I've been to quite a few baby showers. Like you don't get that much like downtime or alone time. Like you kind of like show up, there's games and activities, you drink and eat, you open presents, you're out.
My mom said baby showers are hell.
I've always had fun, but you know what? I've never been to a baby shower while also being like an appropriate age to have a baby.
Mm.
If I got invited to a baby shower now, it might be like a whole different ball game. Cause like, when I went to a baby shower for my cousin when I was like in high school, like that was just me getting to like eat sweets and play fun games and like hang out with like other kids and then go home. No one was asking me like, are you thinking about having kids? There wouldn't be the extra pressure. Carrie's question though was like, was I next? Like
Carrie was trying to make this about herself and we were like, come on,
it's Laney. And Laney.
I did love the ending though. And then I got my period.
And once again, her boobs looked amazing.
Her boobs look great.
I'm on boob watch.
Yeah.
I'm on Carrie. Oops, sorry, microphone. I'm on Carrie Bradshaw boob watch.
Because they look, as you should be.
They look so good.
Yeah, we should do a whole thing on that. Also,
she'll love that.
I'm sure she'll love it. The last thing I do want to say is that her in the CVS or pharmacy or whatever, picking out the first response, and then Miranda being like I think one of them wants to be cheap about something, or like, she's like, I just bought a pair of $300 shoes. I'm not going to buy whatever. And like,
oh yeah, Miranda was like, that one's on sale.
Yeah, or something like that. Is so like me everywhere. I'm just like the things that I'm willing to splurge on. Whereas today I was like, I'm gonna get the $3 shower liner instead of the $6 one.
Right.
But like, I'm willing to like throw down anywhere else is like crazy.
It's really also the way that my brain will spend a lot on something and then like buy something on sale and think that equals it out. And it's like, it doesn't. It doesn't. How much money you just spent, like nothing will change that until you make more money. Like continuing to shop, but buying things on sale is still like money out the door.
That's insane.
Today I felt like I got stuff at Old Navy for free because it was on sale. But I didn't. I spent $46 there.
I almost took out like a loan at Old Navy.
Yeah, you did.
Way she was like pressuring me into a credit card at Old Navy today.
They must get something if people do that.
No, she was really doing a good job. Like at the end, she was like, I was like, I'll get one next time. And she's like, all right, but just so you know, you're not going to get a deal next time.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay.
It's hard to hear.
As I was leaving, she's like, just remember, no deal next time. I was like, okay.
You're like, I've accepted my fate of no deal next
She's
time.
like, none.
Also, she's wrong.
Yeah, there's always a deal at Old Navy.
There's always a deal at Old Navy.
I do feel though, we can wrap up after this. When they say over Old, and this has nothing to do with Sex and the City.
Okay.
On the Old Navy, when we're at Old Navy and they say, hey, Old Navy fan, I'm always like, or family, I'm always like, that's me.
That's you. And it'll really be you once you get that card.
They're like, hey, Old Navy lover, we have discounts on tank tops in the aisle 3.
You guys don't have to listen. This one's just for me.
This is just for the Old Navy lovers, okay?
This one, and you know what? Nora, I've never heard someone reference so many times like, I'm gonna go to Old Navy. I need to go to Old Navy. I have to return something to Old Navy. Like Nora, Old Navy is always in her rotation.
Because Old Navy has been loyal to me since I was a child. My mom was always like, Nora, we're not going to Limited 2. It's way too expensive. I was also always like too fat for Limited 2. When I was really, really fat, Old Navy came through. When I lost a shit ton of weight, Old Navy was still there. Now I'm like
They're
a medium.
a good brand.
Now I'm a medium. Old Navy's ready to go.
Well, how does that have to do with being a comedian?
No, I'm a medium.
Oh.
Now I'm a comedian.
Now I'm a comedian and I can still shop at Old Navy.
Every employment, unemployed, employed, Old Navy's been there.
Old Navy's been there. And you know what? Sometimes they go rogue. This really has to be our last thing. Sometimes they go rogue with like what they're designing and sometimes they miss the mark. But in terms of basics, you want a good pair of jeans? You want a flip-flop? You want good athletic gear?
Hey, Old Navy fans.
They've got the stuff. You should reach out to them. You sound great saying that.
Hey,
do a
Old
whole
Navy.
ad.
Okay.
About the 50% off if you get a card.
Hey, Old Navy fans. Today we're doing 50% off. You get a credit card. Shop today for our spring favorites.
That was really good.
Okay. On that note.
All right. Well, you guys, that was episode 10. That was the baby shower. Shout out to My Friend's Basement where we record our podcast. And shout out to Sean Curley, who is our intro and outro music. And we will see you guys soon for episode 11.
Like our page.
Yes, more.
Subscribe. More. Subscribe to our YouTube. Review the podcast. And don't just give us 5 stars. Write a little comment.
We'll write it for you.
If you don't want to write it, just
call us.
Message. I said message.
Massage.
Message us and we'll write it for you. We'll even press submit for you. All right. We love you.
Love you,
I love you,
Nora.
Hannah. Bye.